Get unstuck. Now, I originally was going to install... I'm just being attacked by birds for some reason. I was going to install the alpha, and because I know it's fixed in the next build, but I am concerned there are still a couple of bugs in that alpha that will not be recoverable on my save, so I've decided against it. So instead, we're going to just run another assault. While we wait for 9 o'clock anyway. Did I just kill a bird with that flare? And I feel like there's a strong chance just a bunch of gunners are going to appear right here. Or somebody's going to appear right here. So we should be ready with our jet. Good evening, Bramble. Shannon Schick-Snyder. This will be my first time catching a live stream since I started watching the playthrough. That's awesome. Welcome.
You must be terminated.
Oh, we got synths. Okay. Oh my gosh. They are upset with me for... Oh god. Nope. They are upset with me for destroying the Institute, apparently. Oh, I caught you. So now I'm wondering... Okay. Now I'm wondering if I did install the alpha for some other... Like for testing off camera and forgot to take it off. We may need to roll back here. Because this is reminding me of something I was testing recently that I thought I was testing on my other PC. We shall find out shortly. So what happens at 9? Usually I try and wait to start story content until 9. Because that is when my stream is technically scheduled. Yeah, this looks like we may... Oh god. How many of my guys did I just kill? I think I may have accidentally left the alpha installed. I didn't remember putting it on this computer. Oof. Oh, let's see how many settlers I kill. One. At least one. Sorry, buddy. Anybody else dead? Oh, we got some shotgun shells. Oh, that looks like another settler. Oh, that was bad on the grenade. Bad on the grenade. Alright, well, we might be rolling this back anyway. Because I'm pretty sure this is how part of the... I might have grenades. There goes. Part of the new content starts is with an attack from synths, so... And while I'm not afraid to show you guys, I just don't want to break my save due to bugs. Oops, didn't want the melon. That's what I was looking for.
Hey.
Captain, Raven, Phil, hello all. Mr. Q, I don't recognize that name, welcome. Mod Hunter, almost hero time. It's always hero time. Oh, we got another. Actually, I'm going to have to restock on that soon. Getting close to single-digit amounts. Also got to restock on shotgun shells here soon. Conserve ammo. Use the cars. Oh, and then immediately miss. Oof. Thank you for the reminder, Alexa. Appreciate it. She doesn't. She heard me say that. Didn't know how to respond. Okay. Oh, give me a moment. We'll hit record soon. Sounded like my settlers were whispering. Oh, look at that. No Stimpaks. Oh, those are my guys. Okay. And now, if a certain radio call starts after this, I will be immediately pausing, exiting the game, and then we have to roll back. So, we will find out in just a moment here, as soon as the, after the cam goes up. Got some level ups, hoping that it's just a fluke that we happen to get some, unyielding. Oh, that's the one that's really, oh, that is you are loaded up with stuff. Oh, another settler. Why did it, also that counted toward the advancing the glass, so that's good. Yep. Alright, we gotta exit out. We gotta bail. Alright. Okay, you guys gotta give me a minute. Welcome, everybody. We get to do a little troubleshooting here. Oh, let me put it on standby, and then we'll just talk our way through this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, spoilers. Stuff's happening. Alright, I guess I have to, let me think. I guess I have to re-download live? Because I don't think I was on a beta build before. I think I've been running on the same patch you guys have been using. So let's go to my mods. And also, I don't think I updated Workshop Framework yet on this computer. So I should be able to just grab the all chapters pack. And that should be good. And I have premium on Nexus, so this shouldn't take too long. Yeah, 2 minutes to download 7 gigs. Amazing. Thank you, Nexus. Highly recommend Nexus Premium if you like to play mods. I actually don't know what it costs anymore, though. Someone gifted me, back when they had Lifetime, someone gifted it to me. Do they even offer that? Do they still offer the Lifetime thing? Let me check. Is that something I can purchase? I know I can't purchase it for myself, but maybe I can gift it. Visit store. What do they offer? They have, do they even get rid of premium on their store altogether? I see lots of game keys. I see donations. I see PayPal. I see a lot of out of stock stuff. Did they just get rid of premium as an option on here? Is that a thing you just can't do anymore? That's interesting. Downloading. Let's find Fallout 4. Get prepared for this. Oh yeah, I updated all my files on the 6th, which was probably, yeah, it was the weekend after we last did a stream on this. Must have decided to test that, make sure that the fix actually was working on this save. And dumbly passed the big 7 gigs files over to this computer rather than just putting the save over to the other computer. Oh well. Alright, we've got 20 seconds left. This is so fast. Love it. And I cannot see chat right this second. Otherwise, I would be responding to some of your guys' messages. Give me just a moment. Alright. It is done. Okay, let's extract this. Into our data folder. Replace some files. So I'm hoping, though, that the other part of that, of me attacking Super Duper Mart, is enough to trigger the next part. Because I think that should satisfy the state of war requirements. Even though we already took Lexington, I think just we need to trigger it one more time, and then I think that'll advance the main quest. I watched, it's funny, Manny the True Nerd is at the exact same spot I am in his playthrough. And I had sent him a big long email about how, if he got stuck, how he could get past it. And then he used that information and just did it off camera, or he didn't get stuck. I'm not sure which. All right, copying almost complete. Oh, look, and there's 9 o'clock. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I can't see chat yet, but I will be able to see in a moment. We're going to get started in just a second. We had a little snafu of me accidentally having a busted alpha build of SS2 installed on my streaming computer, which is not supposed to be the case, and found out by playing it. Okay, there we go. All right, past the menu, I can reload you guys in here. There we are. All right, now let's catch up on chat. Welcome, everybody. Also, let's hit that record button for to make the echo happy. Welcome, everybody. Lauren, Omni, Mod Hunter, hello. All right, here we go. Okay, it's $8.99 for Nexus now, $9 a month. Okay, so a little steep, but I guess you could always grab it on the day you're gonna download like an Uber mod list or something. But it used to be, it was like $50 for a lifetime. It was like a steal, and then I think they discontinued it because they realized it was too much of a steal for how much bandwidth it gives you. Okay, so we have been on State of War. We need to figure out what location to capture now. We have fixed a bug that makes it easier to trigger, but what I'm going to do is try and capture the Super Duper Mart and see if that allows me to advance, because I think that might be enough to trigger it. But for those of you who have gotten stuck over on State of War since launch at various points where it just feels like you've captured everything and it still won't continue, you've been right this whole time, and I finally figured out what it was. I couldn't tell you what it is now because I fixed it weeks ago, but when I finally found it, I was like, oh, that was so dumb. It was just one of those kind of bugs. One of those. It was so stupid that I just kept overlooking it, thinking, there's no way there's anything wrong here.
I'm gonna tell you fucking
oh, we got some shotgun shells here. Give me shotgun shells, please. I absolutely love coming back. See, this is why, you know, I think I've questioned on stream, why do they respawn enemies in areas, right? Like, just let you clear them and have them permanently gone. But that's probably why, because it lets you feel like a total badass when you come back to an old area where maybe you had to struggle a little bit and you just one-shot everything. It feels real good. Feels really good. Part of that power fantasy. All right, let's get our flare gun out. Aim to the sky. This is another way you can trigger without binoculars. You can just aim, if you're standing in an area, you can just trigger. And then that'll make one of these flags get planted, and there we go. Okay, so now we're going to try to not frag grenade 6 of our settlers again. But man, it's so tempting when you get the big old pile spawning of enemies spawning right in front of you. These ravens are just coming at me. I saw a video of that I was very excited about, that someone named this. They called it, they're naming a new class of indie games coming up, Scrolls Likes, which are indie groups attempting to recreate the feel of Skyrim or other old Elder Scrolls games. And one of them that they showcased had a raven attack, and the raven would just kind of peck at the enemy and distract them, so you could take pot shots at them. It seemed like a cool ability. Okay, we got our squad. And now we're anticipating just a mountain of guys appearing right here. I think there's something weird with this area that we're hoping to solve with creating more markers, but for some reason this place doesn't seem to be very good about fishing out markers for NPCs to spawn at. Yep, and they like to spawn right there. Oh, careful, settler, careful. Ooh. That was messy. Uh-oh. Got one of our settlers eating it. Okay, hold against reinforcements, get all the loot. You know, one of the features I miss a lot from Conqueror when we had the, what do you call it? The squad system. We had it so that they could auto loot. And I think I want to enhance that system of let them auto loot and then have an option to where it's like they'll just hand you certain classes of items. So you can be like, just hand me all ammo or just hand me all stim packs. Like, that would be sweet. Because while I love getting all this loot, it is not particularly compelling, at least for the camera. I mean, it's enjoyable for me when I'm by myself, but for you guys, it's not particularly enjoyable to watch me go loot whoring. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys vicariously enjoy it. Alright, are we about to get another squad right in our faces here?
Who's there?
Who said that? Oh, Gunner Conscript. Hey, buddy.
He vanished.
Let's see here. You know, I swear there's always an exploding card nearby, no matter how many times I fight in an area. It's almost like they have them set to respawn every time you load in the area just for fun. Just because they give you that Michael Bay feeling. Oh, I saw some loot I missed. Also got a pencil. So that's lucky. I hear them, I don't see them. Here they are.
We'll get through this. Stay calm.
Oh, that was dog meat. See that Molotov fall down right next to him? He didn't light it. Fantastic. These guys are so low level, I don't even need to hide. They're still spongy, but they're not doing anything to me. You guys didn't know you were here to fight the Chosen One. Oh, nice grenade throw, whoever did that. More shotgun shells, please. Juju's still waiting, hoping for Soldier PA assignment like Conqueror had. Yeah, I hope we can get it working again. Because I have had it working at various times, and then other times I revisit and it seems to break. Because in theory we have it right now with the soldier system, but it is super unreliable. But yeah, I definitely want to bring back that system and change it up some, add some more controls to it, and just make it feel better. I think the biggest thing is I want to find a way to allow them to prevent them from like messing up your quests and stuff, because I always felt like they were always a pain in the butt when you were trying to talk to other NPCs. Alright, I've had enough of this. What is this legendary? I think it's this is Assassins, right? This thing is ridiculous. 50% more damage against humans. Just feels broken. Oh, stim pack. Oh, 3 frag grenades. Yes, please. Listen to all those level ups. Feels so good. And then they equip their gear. I actually finally found I think I mentioned this last episode, I found a solution to our soldiers not using their uniforms. And that should end up in the next patch, but we shall see. I haven't implemented it yet. I implemented it for HQ people to make sure that they actually equip all the new faction uniforms. But look at that. Perfect kill streak. 48. No deaths. No injuries. Good evening, Sean. How are you? Zushido, there was a crow attack ability like that in Arcade, but it reduced the enemy's accuracy. The crow attacks, that's just fun. Attack people with birds. I like it. I have not played Diablo 4 since the demo, but I saw they added something with centipedes, which is a unique choice. It's kind of got cool vibes too, in the same way with crow attacks. They're just just bizarre animals, using them as minions. I like it. All right, let's see. What do we got?
Hello?
Hey, it worked.
Someone out there is hearing this. We need help. We're surrounded by hostiles. I don't know how much longer we can hold out. We're at a place called Libertalia. If you're listening to this, and you're not afraid of combat, we could really use your assistance. Otherwise, please contact a group calling themselves...
Get your head down! Tossing grenades!
There we go. Finally got the quest to advance. Fantastic. Okay, so it wasn't exactly broken. It was just difficult to trigger, and that's one of the things that we fixed in the next patch, making it a little cleaner to get it started. Because I think this little cluster has always been confusing. Okay, so we can head out to Libertalia, and we'll bring a little squad with us. Have we been there yet on this save? No, I don't think we have been. Okay, cool. So I guess we'll come from up here. So what's the best way to go? I guess go to Slog and then walk our way down. Seems to be the best way. Alright, off we go. Choo-choo, technical question. Is there a way to make it so when someone is recruited to the army, they start as a higher level than rank 1? Working on it, and then I want to do that for. I believe so, yeah. Should be one of the options on your on the unit, if you check out the properties. But I'm fairly certain we do that for the brigadiers. For the gunners, I believe that we start them out at rank 5. Okay, let's head on over here. I don't know what's going on over there, but I don't want anything to do with it right now. Oh, who did we kill?
Why won't the Institute just leave
Worker.
us alone?
Guessing somebody turned on me and had to put him down. Let's see what we got here. Transfer. Do you have any shotgun shells? That is what I need right now. No, we've got purified water. Okay then. We'll have to make these count. I really need to get to Diamond City, but now I want to take on another fight here. Let's check their build limit before we head out, because that's easy to forget to keep the build limit moving. All right, they are good to go, and we are loaded up on supplies too. So we're at 29,000 supplies maxed out. I might have to go build some lockers around various places here. Okay, let us make our way down. So what is this one right here? Clear out the gunners at Hub City Auto Wreckers. Where's Hub City Auto Wreckers? Is that a correct map? That doesn't seem like a correct map marker. It's on the bridge over there. Jaden LVNV, thank you for the follow. So how many of y'all watching today are working on a building plan for Platypalooza 2? I saw some already got released, which is awesome. Was this our guys fighting? Because this looks like one of our territories.
What the? Not hiding this time. It's over for now.
Did we get them all? Yeah. Oh, what else we got? More forged respawns.
Don't you die on me!
So much for sparing the rounds. There's still more.
Should have
Oh, he's
just
got a
run.
super sledge. You should take the super sledge, buddy. That'll be a nice upgrade for whatever crap you're carrying. Raven slowly making progress. Phil, you're in. Awesome. Have I played Hades 2? No, I'm waiting for it to get to 1.0. I don't want to get, like, really into their early access build and then they change something that I don't like. That'll make me unhappy. So right now, for my my roguelite, to keep me tied over, I'm playing the Ninja Turtles Shattered Fate. It is amazing. It's coming out to Steam soon, too. It's on. It's only on Switch, but it's coming out Steam in November, I believe. It's like, it is, they clearly just, like, blatantly copied everything about Hades 1 and then made it into 4-player co-op. It's fantastic. Oh god. Move, 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 dog meat. But yeah, we'll 100% be playing Hades 2 once it gets out of early access. I love it, but not enough to play a build and help them design it. Like, I don't have enough time for that, unfortunately. 'Cause for me, roguelites are like my before bed, run around, go to sleep. Oh, hello. No, we don't want we want this thing. All right, let's see if we can take out this fusion core. Okay, no, we don't have that. We don't have penetrator on this character. Oh god. Oh god. This armor is ridiculous. Or I thought it was armor in my perks. I think I probably got max toughness on this character. But I'm just taking it on the chin, no problem against Sentry Bot. Look at that. Less than barely a quarter of my health. Feels good, man. Love being this high level. Speaking of, I think we got some level ups here. I gotta try to remember what I was going after. I think I was heading for sniper because I want the knockdown. Which means we need some serious perception here. What are we up to? Oh, we can get demolition expert. I don't mind that either. Oscar Fry. Well, I had the idea of making a plot that was for selling power armor after I got Tom Shock to read the Big Bill Hell's used car dealership. Oh, hello. Oh, another sentry bot. Yeah, fight the raiders. Fight the raiders, buddy. Oh wow, I didn't realize they were weak to energy damage. This is ripping them apart way faster than there we go. I love the ragdoll. Best part of Bethesda games. Don't know how to make mods, so I haven't even started. Well, the first part, doing the actual building, you can do all in the game. There's in the announcement post on the community tab on my channel here has a link to the live stream I did, walking you guys through how to get that part done. Doing the actual quest stuff, like the dialogue thing you're talking about, yeah, that's a little more of a challenge. But again, there's tutorials also on this channel for how to do that if you want to learn it. Jacob still catching up on past ups of the stream, but happy to catch King Gat live for once. Awesome, welcome. This has been a very long running playthrough with very inconsistent episode cycle. We're trying to get better at it. Oh god. We're trying to get better at it, but this is actually the first time in many years that I have had somebody editing who's not on our dev team, because often the episodes would get delayed because we were working on patches and stuff, and now I've got someone handling editing who is not working on the dev team, so we can get a little more consistent with it, although this is just kind of a part-time gig for him. So, but I think we're getting pretty close to caught up. I think we just hit episode 54, and we're at week 57 today on this. What's going on? Oh, Brotherhood, okay. Oh, you took out the other dove clock. Good for you, buddy. Shotgun shells, yes please. Why did I need... I don't know why I have gas marked, or oil marked. Or maybe that's probably aluminum. Alright, there's something funky with this, with the steno I've noticed, with the sound. It gets stuck in a sound loop. Alright, how close are we to our destination here? Okay, we're getting pretty close. Toasty Deathclaw. Quick save. I know a few people who are not here have shown work in progress of their entries, so it should be a fair amount. Theme is making a lot of people really rethink how to make their plots. It was a good idea for a theme, because I think that is probably the most common request we get, that I don't have anything to tell them. Like, we get people all the time, you know, in videos or who join the Discord and are like, man, I wish you guys would make like some post-war clean plots, which we don't have. There used to be a couple of add-on packs that did it, but I don't know if any of them or if many of them made it to SS2. Oh, we got some mongrels here. Oh, hello there, desk fan. Can always use you. Head to Libertalia. Oh, okay, here we go. Alright, let's signal for some troops. Some backup here to go with the Brotherhood. See if we got anybody close enough. I assume we do. Slog is right around the corner. Oh wow. It spawned all the raiders on top of that poor knight. Sorry, buddy. I will wait till he dies before we start chucking grenades. Is he just surviving all of them? No problem. Yeah, he is just tanking them like they're not even there. Oh, that's a settler. Sorry, buddy. Almost popped you.
Leave no survivors.
I was gonna say, is that freaking vertebrate going down already? The knight in power armor can survive like 20 raiders for several minutes, and the vertebrate lasts 10 seconds. Whoa, hello. Oh, like that was a settler I just missed. Somebody's got to have shotgun shells. Here we go. Love fighting raiders. Always bringing me shotgun shells. Look at them all. Okay, let's see if these corpses over here have some more for me. Yeah, you guys hold the docks. I'll move forward. That's fine. It is shocking that oh, wait a minute, we're gonna have spawns right behind us. It is shocking that this vertebrate is still standing. Oh, there they are. Hold on. No. Get out of the water. Get out of the water. Get out of the water. There we go. There they are. All the good stuff. I guess we don't need to go to town. We'll just farm raiders. It's fine.
No one panic.
Don't know who they're fighting. It's not my guys. My guys are all over here on the dock.
Why don't you people just leave us alone?
Who are you talking to? Alright, now I'm afraid to go down the docks because I feel like I feel like they're all going to spawn right behind us. I'm going to take out my settlers. Alright, well. Coming through, coming through. Jeez, the Brotherhood is just unstoppable over here. Oh, yep, there they are. They all reappeared over there. Alright, hold on. Maybe we can get a good sniper spot up here. Where did the Brotherhood Knight go back? He's like, no, I got this, guys. Oh, that wasn't a settler. Alright, I'm missing now. Alright, we gotta get back to Stimpack some folks.
Shoot to kill.
I gotcha.
You're dead.
Alright, who else went down? This guy. Very impressive pose.
Incoming. It's broken.
Oh, the Brotherhood guy finally went down. Alright, for some reason it's let me Stimpack this guy, but okay. Yes, please. Alright, I'll take that. I didn't think we killed everybody in the tower over there. We probably didn't. They probably just didn't. Oh, we probably didn't get caught by the assault system. So what it'll try and do is if it can detect nearby enemies of the same faction as you're fighting, it will try and grab them and incorporate them into the assault. So that way you have to clear the whole exterior area, but must have missed a few. It's also possible, sometimes they have areas, I don't know if this is one of them, where the NPCs that you're used to fighting as you go deeper into a facility don't all spawn immediately, though some of them will start disabled and then they will appear as you go further in. Like that's how the Museum of Freedom is set up. Oh, we missed two. Captain, I totally misinterpreted the theme then. Can you explain it? I thought it's like when someone fixes something and it's like new, or it's like new but not like new, but trying to convince you to be okay with it. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be like shiny new. I think the idea was like Choo-Choo can clear up further, but I think the idea was things that, again, things that will feel new. Because we have a whole lot of stuff that feel like old junk, right? Like that is the vast majority of Sim Settlement's building plans. So it doesn't have to look like pre-war. It can be stuff that's, you know, maybe you don't leave holes in the walls, or you know, faux windows that are just a big hole. But it's kind of up to everybody to interpret it how they will. Is that still a... Oh, it's a settler. I'll say that a Brotherhood soldier still kicking over there. Gotta love those oh hello moments in the jet time. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Big old pile of guys to murder.
Come back here, damn it!
You tell them, settler. Oh, there's one. Oh, that didn't kill him.
That's Commonwealth justice for you.
Well, laser spam never hurt anybody. Wait, isn't there supposed to be like a... Oh, there it is. There's supposed to be a cart or something. Somebody else took it for a ride, apparently. This feels ominous, like they sent it to summon me.
Hey,
About time! Get your ass up here!
Oh god. He took a shot at Berman. That's fantastic. Oh!
I need some goddamn fire support!
Oh, hello, buddy. Nice pool cue. Everybody's just got melee in here. What is going on? And there was the fat man. That person's down. Where are we going? Where are we going? There we go. Did we get them all? Okay, everybody's upstairs. Off we go. You heard my name. I said you could clarify better on the theme. They were worried when I said that we're always looking for more pre-war stuff that I made them misinterpret the theme. So, but it's probably me misinterpreting.
Yes.
It is, it doesn't have to be pre-war. It's just the idea. That's just something that a lot of people request, is they want stuff that feels new, not old janky stuff. Alright, we got too much junk on us. Get rid of this thing. Alright, dog meat, you're up. Okay, I'm here, bud.
Hey.
Leonardo, could you talk to him about it? To talk to me about what? Or talk to who about what? What is this? Oh, this is a power armor piece. Okay. Alright, we will store that. Dog meat can't carry anymore. No! Dog meat! Alright, what do we got here? What can we get rid of? I guess I don't need... I'm not about to trade out anything for the terrible or whatever it is that I grabbed. I'm not going to use this, I don't think. So we can drop that. Oh, that got us a whole lot of... Okay. Yeah, I wonder if I have a, did I bring any salvage beacons? I always forget to make those. Let's see if we got one on us. We do. Haha. Alright. Let's make sure there's a... And we will take all this to Sanctuary. Confirm. Alright. Alright, let's load this thing up. What do we want to keep here? Okay, well, I want to use this, but I don't have... I need to upgrade it with all my stuff. So we will send all of these legendaries we're not actively using. I guess I can send a pile of grenades I'm not using as well. Look at all these Molotovs I have. Alright, and then we will grab... Give me all your stuff.
Hey.
Oh, you're thinking my... You're speaking my language, Bramble. Have Shakar come pick it up. We will have a settler do just that. I didn't realize I gave him so much junk to carry around. Alright, we got all sorts of stuff to send home. Look at all this stuff. Oh, no, I took his teddy bear. Give it back, give it back. There you go, buddy. Yeah, you destroy that bear. Alright, open the cache. Junk. Send it all. Watch the weight go on down here. I don't even know why I'm carrying some of this stuff. I'm still wearing the batting helmet. I haven't found a better helmet than that after all this time. There we go. Okay, now let's quick save, and where's the, isn't there supposed to be a... I thought there was like a ladder in here to get to the roof. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's quick save. Choo-choo, the original idea was things built like new post-war, but I've seen a lot of people take it as restoring, repairing things to be like new, and like that idea as well. Nick Carter, did you spend a lot of quarters on the Ninja Turtles arcade game? Oh, so many. So many. Yeah, and now I own the vast majority of them because of memories of that. It feels like getting one up on the game companies now. It's like, aha, I own your stupid quarter game. Now I spend nothing more on it. Whoops. Freaking coffee. Where'd he go? Hello.
I took care of those raiders for you.
Figures you'd be the one to show.
Thank you. Those lowlifes caught us off guard, then boxed us in. They sure didn't want us escaping. I'm just grateful my escort was able to hold them off until you arrived. Don't know what I would have done without him.
You'll have to explain what's going on.
That's a long and personal story. But guess I do owe you some details. Before we got trapped up here, I was on my way to find someone. A man called Jake Evans. He's part of a group calling themselves the Academy. Maybe you've heard of them. They're the ones that started a war with the Gunners.
I'm the one in charge of that group.
That's so. In that case, I suppose introductions are in order.
I was wondering how long until you'd let that slip.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, good to see you again, too. This better? You just can't talk in those things.
You've got 30 seconds.
Always with the big displays of generosity with you.
Sorry, what's going on? Do you two know each other?
Yeah, something like that. Look, we can get into the why I'm here later. For now, you and the lady got things to discuss.
All right. I'll go along with it.
If you really are that group's leader, I suppose introductions are in order. I'm Caitlin, Jake's ex-wife. I assume he's already told you about me. And now that I don't have raiders shooting at me, I need to find Jake right away. I have to talk to him, and you as well. It's important.
Well, why are you looking for him?
It's to do with the Gunners, and our family.
Okay, let's talk. What's wrong?
Not here. I'll explain everything, but Jake needs to hear this too. You have a headquarters, right? Used to be the Gunners Plaza? I'll make my way there.
Don't worry, I'll make sure she gets to the plaza safe and sound. But later, you and me, we need to have a little chat.
Thanks again for the rescue. And please, meet me and Jake at your HQ as soon as you're able.
Now, for those of you who have killed Berman, don't worry, we have an alternative for that. Sorry, doggo, I can't open that. I'm glad you found it. But we do have a fallback plan for people who killed him because we feel that a lot of people killed him. It's but I am trying to kill as few people as possible so that I can show you guys all the like little extra bits of things that can happen when you don't kill certain people. All right, let's. Well, I'm gonna save first because autosave will work. Fast traveling in this game is always dangerous. Off to HQ we go. Mount Hunter, there are no random legendary headpieces, so you would have found one without going looking. Got it, got it. I assume you wouldn't have found one, so I'm kind of stuck with whatever random piece of headgear I find. So I think it's basically like batting helmet and military helmet, or what is it? The army helmet. Those are pretty much it in the defaults. Zen, hey, hello, nice to be here. Welcome. Oh yeah, Phil, you're okay if you killed him. That's fine. Can the stream get a little louder? It is already maxed out, so no, cannot make it any louder. Yeah, we are constantly at war with volume here. Some people tell me, I think it's like if you're a headphone guy, it's plenty loud. If not, not so much. Also, let me check my mic and make sure it's facing the right direction. Yeah, it is. Occasionally, I've had my mic backwards.
Message for any available logistics personnel. Report to the main entrance.
Slowly getting built up in here.
You're a welcome sight.
Ha.
No matter how things change.
I don't know if you guys saw that. They just completed Berman's holding cell.
Huh? You retook the castle. Jacob's on his way. He'll be here any minute.
Caitlin! I almost didn't believe it. But it's really you.
Hello, Jake. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Are you kidding me? Where's Laura, Caitlin? Where's my daughter?
I understand you're upset, but I need you to listen to me.
We're listening.
Laura, they have her, Jake. They took our daughter. That's why I'm here.
Oh, no. Oh, don't tell me. Do not tell me the Gunners have Laura.
How exactly did this happen?
From the beginning, Caitlin. How did they get my little girl?
Well, I thought I'd finally found Laura a decent place to call home. A settlement just outside the Commonwealth. It was no Sanford, but its people were kind enough. Then, one day, as she was playing with that radio of hers, Laura picks up a broadcast. From you. She hears her dad talking all about rebuilding the Commonwealth, about creating somewhere just like Sanford used to be.
What happened?
We were both shocked. Far as we knew, you were 1,000,000 miles away. But here you were, just a few days' travel from us, saying all the right things. We had our doubts, of course, but Laura wanted to see if what you were saying was true. And just like you, I could never say no to Laura. I decided we'd travel back from the Commonwealth outskirts, see these settlements of yours, see if they could maybe be the home Laura needed.
What happened after that?
We set out on foot. News of a war breaking out hadn't reached us. So, you can imagine my surprise when a gunner patrol approached us. They started by asking us a bunch of questions. Who we were, where we were going. I didn't tell them much. But turns out, I didn't have to. They took our belongings, found Laura's radio, and since it was still tuned into your broadcast, they heard everything they needed to put all the pieces together. They figured out who we were, where we were going.
Sounds like a tough situation.
Things could have gone a lot worse, but they also could have gone a lot better. After that, they took us to one of their camps. Laura and I were separated. I was dragged into a room and interviewed by a real unsettling woman. Shaved head, cold eyes. She explained to me what was going on. The war, Jake, your group. It was a lot to take in, but it also gave me an idea. I made out that I was sympathetic to the Gunners, and that I had been on my way to confront Jake about some imaginary grievance. I asked if there was any way I could help the Gunners in exchange for my and Laura's release. The woman seemed to like that. She left the room, came back some minutes later, said I was free to go. But if I wanted Laura, I had to deliver something to Jake and his group.
What is it?
She said that's all that I had to do, and that the rest would be on you and Jake.
On me and the chief? Just what is it they wanted you to deliver?
Here, this is what I was given.
A holotape? It's got your name on here, Slick. Mine too. Huh. This looks like I might hold visual data. We'll have to load the tape via the comm array.
Why you?
Asked myself the same question. Why send me, and not just one of their own goons? I mean, I did have a gunner escort, but that was just to keep me safe. I'm just speculating, but maybe they thought Jake would be more receptive if I was the one to deliver a message? I don't know.
Are you sure this is safe?
I don't see why not. I've already given the tape a quick look over. Not seeing anything that shouldn't be there. No explosives or death gas. Should be safe.
Sounds pretty important. Go ahead.
Well, let's see how the AI does with this.
This is Captain Lamont,
There we go.
leader of the Gunners. First, you're to be congratulated. No adversary has ever given us as much trouble as you. Your resourcefulness, your tenacity, it deserves respect. That said, this war has gone on long enough. Respect or no, I intend to destroy you. But before that, your head of engineering, Jake. We have his child. And I want something in return for her release. I think you'll find my terms reasonable. I don't demand surrender. And I have no delusions of negotiating for peace. All I ask is that you hand over a single item. Give me the receiver module from your comm array, and I'll return the child. I'll even allow you to pick the neutral ground where we can make the exchange. The frequency to contact us is embedded in this message.
We want the receiver module. But losing that would cripple the comm array. It would really hurt our settlements. They'd barely be able to function. Our people would suffer. Some could even die.
How would people suffer?
Without the receiver module, we'd lose most communication. Power grids would fluctuate. Even food and water production would be disrupted. You see, the module is what allows the comm array to clearly send and receive data from ASAMs. Without it, the infrastructure we've spent so long building would all but collapse. Back when Berman took the comm hub, we could barely keep on top of things. And we're way more interconnected now than we were then.
If it needs to be done, then so be it.
I know this ain't an easy decision, but we're talking about my kid's life here. Look, I've learned a lot about ASAM technology. I reckon I could get the comm array to function without the module. Although it would be working at a greatly diminished capacity. Settlements would still suffer. We might have to rough it for a while, but we could live without the receiver module. That's why I think we should...
Jake, no. You're being rash, just like always. You can't just give these gunners what they want.
What? Caitlin, are you out of your mind? They got Laura! I have to...
To what, Jake? Hurt your own settlements? Your own people? Sacrifice what's been built up around you because it benefits you? After hearing your broadcast, I thought maybe you'd changed. But it's Sanford all over again.
No, this is different. It's not the same.
She's right.
I didn't realize... I didn't know you saw it that way.
Come on, Jake. Deep down, you've got to know. You can't keep using the well-being of others as your personal bargaining chips.
Do you really think the sacrifices will be worth it?
Of course I don't want to hurt the people who've joined us, but my options here are limited. Look, simple fact of the matter is that I am not leaving my daughter with those monsters. I'll do whatever I have to in order to get her back.
She's my daughter too, Jake. But now that I've heard what the Gunners want for her release, I can't in good conscience go along with that. I'd gladly risk everything I can for Laura. But this is at the expense of others. We can find another way. Please, don't give the Gunners that component.
Hopefully we can work something out.
I sure hope you mean that.
I need some time to think about this. Lupe, can you take over my responsibilities for a while?
Oh, of course.
Sorry, Chief. I just need to figure some things out.
So,
Hey, Chief. That gunner that came in with our guest, he's been requesting to speak with you. Aiden put him in lockup. Up to you if you want to go see him, of course. Just thought I should let you know.
so how many of the rest of you hearing that conversation just like were teleported back to your parents yelling at each other, arguing about something? It was like flashbacks. But that scene, I don't think was originally written to be that intense, but this was one of the scenes where we started doing multiple people directed at the same time. So Kobus got Tom, the voice actor of Jake, and Caitlin's voice actor together on a Zoom call all together to go over the scene and do it together, and it came out way more intense. And then we went with it just because it was super believable that that would get so heated over such a thing. All right, so now we need to go talk to Berman, who should be in the lockup in the hangar. So let's head on over there. I think it gives you a objective for that. Let's see here. So I believe it's a miscellaneous. Yep, hangar holding cell. Cool. Yeah, originally, I think that holotape, we were originally trying to get something up on the screen where we have currently the please stand by thing of have it like show Lamont's face up there, but we never figured out a good way to do that. And obviously we weren't going to be able to do a video in Fallout 4. We could just barely, you could do, there's a mod that does like projector things. They've done like the special videos and stuff, but the way it's done is requires so much texture memory that it's not something we could do in the base mod. It would have to be in extended. But I thought it would be cool to have her project up there, because up to this point you've never seen her. And like part of the reason that the trailer for Chapter 3 is kind of a little movie is because we needed to set up the villain. That's one of the problems that is very difficult to deal with in these kind of games, of like, how do you make sure the player has a chance to witness the antagonist without just killing them over and over again. And Salvador fighting mole rats or something. But it also can get a little absurd. Oh god, that's a big one. Can get a little absurd. The situations. Look at this.
Objective remains clear despite the challenges.
How bloody it is in here. Oh good, it's cleaning up the bodies immediately. How absurd it can get to generate those type of scenarios where you can be around them without being able to kill them. Like it starts to get unbelievable, or you have to keep reusing the same ones over and over again.
We need to talk. Listen up. I got some dirt on Captain Lamont that you're gonna want to hear. But don't go thinking I'm giving this away for free. You see, I don't want to be a gunner no more. I want to switch sides. So, you let me be one of you guys, and I'll tell you everything I know about Lamont. That's my price for the intel. We got a deal?
Let's see. Can I pass this?
Sure, we're friends. Just tell me what you need.
All right. I'm trusting you. So here's the deal. Lamont? She's fucking crazy. And I don't mean crazy like me. I mean full-on whack job. Her attitude's something else. Like she doesn't give a damn how this war ends. She thinks she'll get what she wants, no matter what.
Oh man, we gotta fix these subtitles.
But then, the answer fell right into my lap, and I think I figured out why she's such a basket case.
Okay, I'm listening.
Lamont, she's dying. Got some kind of disease or something that's eating away at her. And she's real fucking bitter about it. I reckon that's why she's so hell-bent on fighting this war. So she can set everything on fire and watch it burn before she meets her maker. And whoever's giving the gunners our orders, they promised Lamont a way to wipe the Commonwealth off the map. All she has to do is play ball first.
What do they want?
Our employer. They want us to find something. Same stuff that Wes had us searching for. Some kind of tech. But I ain't got a damn clue what it is. Seems to be real important, though. I mean, it's the reason we stormed that vault. 81, I think. Wes thought some of the tech might be in there. That or some sort of medical doohickey. We weren't really sure which. Anyway, Lamont's got a scab in the wasteland for the same tech. And I'm certain we've almost got all the pieces we need. And once we found everything, if our employer holds up their end of the bargain, Lamont gets what she's after.
How did you hear about it?
Kind of by accident, really. You know, all I ever knew about Lamont was Wes took her under his wing when she was barely an adult. He said there was something extra about her. That he was gonna train her up to be his replacement. He never did say where he found her. Anyway, years later, Wes assigns me to Vault 75. Says I'm to work under Captain Algernon. But that was only half the reason I was there. Wes wanted me to pull some old medical records from the vault. Said it was to help someone close to him who's sick. And I was to keep quiet about it.
What did you find?
I found the records. And I read some of them. And they were doing weird experiments on kids down there. And killing them off when they turned 18. And most of the ones they didn't kill Just ended up dying a few years later anyway from after effects. Whatever the hell that means.
Were there a lot of kids in the vault?
It seemed like it. There were plenty of beds and stuff down there when we cleared the place out. I think they bred them down there.
What sort of after effects?
How should I know? I look like a doctor to you? But, if I had to guess, I'd say they got sick from all the experiments. Maybe that's why they killed most of them. Stop them getting sick.
What happened after that?
As I was saying, I did what Wes wanted. Got him the medical records, then forgot all about it. That was until just recently, when I caught Lamont nosing through the same old medical files. Small damn world, I thought. So I asked her what she was reading. She tells me to back off. Her affairs are none of my concern, she says. Well, I ain't as dumb as people think. I can put the pieces together. Wes wanted those records for Lamont. She's one of the kids from that vault. She went and got all experimented on, got her head messed up. Now, she's out for as much blood as she can get before she croaks. Fucking nut job.
Do you really think she's dying?
Sure enough to leave the gunners and risk coming to you. Listen, point is, Lamont's on her way out. She knows it. But if she fulfills our contract, and our employer ain't bullshitting, she gets handed the means to kill everyone, gunners included. If she's so whacked out, I think she'd do it. I don't want to die, so I came here. And I'm gonna help you guys win this war instead. Fuck Lamont.
Why didn't you run away?
I ain't gonna lie. Did think about it. Maybe steal a vertibird, or just hoof it until the Commonwealth was a speck in the distance. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. This place is my home, damn it. My ma and my sister are buried here. I just gonna leave them behind like that.
Is this how you treat everyone? Or are you just putting on the charm for me?
Hey, I don't turn on people for no good reason. If someone tries to screw me over, hang me out to dry, why the hell should I stay loyal? And don't go thinking betraying old Captain Algernon makes me a hypocrite. Because technically, I was still working for Wes. Look, you want to keep me loyal? Just don't go sending me out on those suicide missions or nothing. And I'll give you all the charm I can muster.
Why are you telling me all of this?
Well, information's power, innit? Maybe you can blackmail Lamont or find a doctor to fix her up or something. Shit, you'll figure it out. I ain't your damn babysitter. You got a bunch of smartasses working for you, don't you? Maybe one of them will come up with something. Well, that's it. That's all I got on Lamont. So can I join your little club now or what?
Follow my orders, and maybe we can make this work.
Fair enough. You're the boss. I'll play by your rules. So, someone gonna come let me out of here, or...?
Nope. You can just stay in there. Bye. So this is a little, opens up some doorways in the game if you happen to spare Berman. Now I know a lot of people just cannot get over him killing Paul, and so insist on killing him. So we do have plans in the future to add an alternate path to get to a similar state like this, to where you can get that information on Lamont, but we have not. It's not in yet. It'll be something like maybe next year we'll be adding that in, because it's going to require a kind of significant amount of content that we have to add to pull off what we want to do. But for now, we can take advantage of this. So let's head up to the main level. We'll talk to Cassandra. So I don't know if you guys, I think we've talked about this before, the voice of Berman. That voice actor is Jeff Wong, and he does a lot of cool voices, but that voice, he uses that exact same one in a Pacific Drive. He plays, God, what is the character? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see, Pacific Drive, Jeff Wong, who does he play? He plays Tobias in Pacific Drive, which is wild to hear. The first time someone sent me a video, they're like, "Is that Berman?" It's like, "Yes, it is." Holy crap!
I was hoping you'd stop by. I understand our turncoat gunner had a rather compelling tale regarding his erstwhile captain.
Yeah, something like that.
So, it appears Captain Lamont may be facing a grim fate indeed. Death induced by medical experimentation. A most peculiar circumstance. Tell me, do you intend to investigate this any further?
That's why I'm here.
In that case, I have a few recommendations to offer. First, we should do what we can to verify Mr. Berman's account. The medical records he spoke of, they may still reside in Vault 75's mainframe. Should you obtain a copy, it would serve as evidence that Mr. Berman's story holds a degree of truth. This may present us new options when dealing with Lamont and her Advent gunners. Additionally, it could also help illuminate the nature of Lamont's supposed ailment.
Well, tell me about the options.
I wouldn't presume to dictate your choices, but if the information proves accurate, it appears you'd have two major routes to consider. Option 1, we could attempt to discover a cure, and perhaps offer it to Lamont, in hopes of placating her wrath. Option 2, we could leverage the information of her illness to undermine her leadership, assuming we could present some manner of evidence.
I'll take care of it.
Take this. Try finding an active medical terminal somewhere in that vault, and see about copying its contents to that holotape. Well, that's it. Try and recover those medical records, and we can take it from there. Good luck.
Okay. So this whole thing, like everything to do with, oh wow, that is quite the objective. Let me look at that. Oh, we'll have to rewrite that. Usually we would not put that all in a single objective. I'm going to put a note to clean that up. Usually we want to put that in multiple objectives, like get to the terminal, and then when you get there, then switch it over to use the data retrieval. But anyway, this is all optional stuff, so it is not required to complete the quest line. So if you killed Berman, didn't get this, you just won't see this content here, which is again why I'm keeping as many characters alive as I can, so that you guys can see all this stuff. Because I know most of you probably just immediately murdered Berman when given the opportunity because the guy's a dick. But he is one of a couple of characters that are on the darker side that we let you recruit. Kind of following the old school RPG path of like, there are some characters you can try and redeem if you're willing to put up with their nonsense. Uh-oh, that's never a good sign. The game's struggling to load up all the textures. Thank you, guys. I actually, in the middle of when Jake and Caitlin were fighting, I sneezed again. I had to mute my mic right before it happened because like, oh, I can't ruin this moment. All right, let's save again. Hey, I beat you to it, Monitor. Gotta get them saves on. You guys, you know my stability rate. I was thinking about it today. I might have to retire my Xbox playthroughs until after the next gen update gets fixed, because it's real bad. Like, I was concerned that the issue was SS2 on my other Xbox it was crashing, but now I'm starting to think it's next gen, because as you guys who were here with me for the last time we played on Xbox, we were crashing like crazy despite being at the very beginning of the questline. Like, we were like less than halfway through chapter 1 and we were crashing several times, which is like, oh no, the whole game's just unstable in general. Alright, what do we still have marked here? Oh, that's right, the COA holotapes from the charity mod. Which, by the way, speaking of the charity mod, we do have some fixes on the way for that soon. Just need to talk to Imperial to find out if they are ready for me to launch them or if we need a little more testing on them. Alright, I guess we can just go right to Vault 75. We should still be friendly there because we didn't kill Algernon. Morning, T-Zang. But yeah, I'm with you on the coffee. Morning, noon, and night. All right, so I remember how to get through this maze. Show with the camera. I also want to go back and because I got this mighty 50 cal, but I don't know if that other one. I got another legendary sniper that I think might be better. I think we went through this though before, so I'll have to double check with you guys on. Like this just sounds great, 25% more damage, but the other one had another stat that was like that sounds really good too. Yeah, I'm on a Series X now as well. Well, right now I'm playing on PC, but I also have another playthrough going on Series X, and it keeps crashing. And it's so early in the game, and I have so few things built in settlements that I don't think it's anything but next-gen update being a pain in the butt with the stuttering. But yeah, one of the other path that was meant to be in here at launch of Chapter 3, and it just due to voice actor scheduling couldn't get it in there as we needed. And I'm glad we didn't, because now we'll be able to give a more meaningful chunk of content with it is Algernon's stuff. Like Algernon's obviously the other person that would have a chance to know about all these things, especially because he was stationed in Vault 75 and would have been around in leadership for a long time, so he would know more about Lamont. But we want to give him some more meaningful content for after, because basically he turned on the rest of the gunners with you if you kept him alive and didn't piss him off. Because if you take Aiden's path to just murder all the gunners, then Algernon just leaves. He's just like, I'm not having any part of this. So there are 3 paths Algernon can go. So for those of you who kept on his good side, that'll be another path to go through. So you could still murder Berman and have a path through to get the information about Lamont. Now I don't know if we plan on, so I don't know if we intend on giving an option for people who, because basically once you take Aiden's path, you kind of lock yourself into a lot of stuff. So for one thing, if you choose Aiden's path, and when I talk about Aiden's path, I'm talking about during the battle for GNN, there's a point where you have to make a choice. And for Aiden's path, if you, where's this thing? If you let Berman live, Aiden kills him on his way out. Because if you pay attention to Aiden's dialogue, he says that I'll make sure nobody gets out of here alive, and he's guarding the elevator, in or out, I think he says. And then you spare Berman, and he walks toward that elevator. So the implication is that Aiden kills him on his way out. Future, they're not crashes, they're features. Of course, that's what Todd advertises at E3. Now with 4 times the crashes. 16 times the stuttering. Okay, so Trey with 1 likeness. I guess it could be took. It's the only one. I guess it could still be a T word. Nice. Hey, there it is. Okay, now I'm going to load the holotape in, but let's read through this real quick. Hey, Victoria Lamont, here we go. Treatments: eugenic rearing, gene tailoring, muscular strength, excellent. Cardiovascular conditioning, excellent. Physical resistance, superior. Hand-eye coordination, excellent. Intellectual ability, superior. Short-term recall, commendable. Emotional intelligence, lackluster. Genetic abnormality grading, debilitated. Graduation recommendation, harvest. Well, that's not a good record to read about yourself. Wait. Who are those other people in there? Do we know any of these names? I don't think so. Excuse me. Please ensure correct terminology is used when filling out subject evaluations. If in doubt, refer to the established research guideline booklet or consult the included cheat sheet. Top 5% of the population, etc. Flawless, no genetic abnormalities whatsoever. Oh, do we have such a person in the thing? Pete, I got those estimates you asked for. Got to say, it's looking grim. We knew there were after effects from the treatments, but damn, we'll be lucky to make 30. Using the genetic guidelines assigned to subjects, the breakdown looks something like this. Flawless, average expectancy, 40 to 50. Debilitated, average expectancy 18 to 25, which is Lamont, I believe we said. So yeah, she is doomed. Let's see, load the holotape. Let me get started with a D, something like data retrieval. Holotape. There we go. There we go. I started right down that note about fixing that objective and totally stopped mid-sentence on with my pen. I had to go back and finish that. All right, we got the data. And now we can head out of here. If we can navigate this maze. These vaults are real hard to get around. Noticing you, Alex Vance. Is that one of the? Is that a character from New Vegas? Uh-oh, the chat has become German. Alright, off we go. And we'll take this back to Cassandra. Oh. Put this on my list. Vault 75. Floating. Call button. I'm curious if this is something that has been in Chapter 2 forever, or if this happened because Chapter 3 had to edit Vault 75 in order to add things, and so then maybe that messed with the precombine. It'd be interesting to find that out.
Going up.
Derek Morgan, I've heard in several YouTube videos that modders are abandoning Starfield. Do you know what this is referring to, or is it something people say to drive engagement on YouTube videos? I don't know that. I mean, so there was an early phase when Starfield came out where there were some people talking about doing big giant projects, and then they just decided to bail on it. And there was like one in particular where this guy had this big plan, and then so a lot of people captured onto it. There's definitely like there's a lot of views to be had by trashing on that game. I think you know, everyone went in expecting Starfield to be Skyrim in space, and since it's quite a bit different and it's not hitting the same feel for a lot of people, it's kind of, people are just people are mad at the game, right? People are angry that it didn't live up to their expectations. So there's a lot of negativity around it, and that's what content creators go after. I know I've talked to many of the content creators who would love to be covering Starfield, but because so few people watch the videos that they post, unless they're negative, that it hurts their channel to cover Starfield. So less people are covering it in a positive light, so it makes it seem like the game is dying. And then when you compare its player base to Skyrim or even Fallout 4, and it looks pretty sad considering how fresh a game it is. So that is not, as a mod author myself, I will say that does not encourage, it's not encouraging for the long-term community health, right? You need to have a critical mass of players because only a certain tiny percentage of them are going to make mods for it. So I think it'll definitely take longer to get an established modding scene, but then also the modding is super limited. So there are some pretty serious mod limits for Starfield right now. We have no lip sync support, which is probably the biggest one. From a team perspective, we don't have version control, so it makes it very difficult for us to do mods. There is currently a 1 gigabyte limit for Starfield mods that can be uploaded to Bethesda.net. And then we still don't have things like animation tools. So there's a lot of things like stacked against Starfield modding right now. And given that everyone was expecting Shattered Space to be, well, everyone was hoping for it to be like the big turnaround, the ones everyone cites are No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk, who went from having these really bad buggy launches or way under delivering in expectations, and then having a turnaround to where now they're both considered like amazing, incredible games. And a lot of people were hoping that Bethesda would take the same shot with Shattered Space, and instead they did not.
Hello, boss.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of disappointment around Starfield right now. Modern 42. That's how the vault pieces snap together. That's normal. Ugh. All right. Well, we should be able to fix it. I think it's just scooting that thing. Unless there's like a piece on the other side. I know sometimes it'll be like you can imagine these two doors. Like maybe if they were the vault buttons on either side. Like if the two of them are spaced in such a way, it would be pretty difficult for us to fix them. But okay, we need to find Cassandra, who is probably, I guess she's probably in the office level right now. Maybe that's where her bed is.
Yo.
Going down.
Usually I was waiting for some Starfield. Yeah, we're not quite ready to get to that level. We do have some stuff coming for Starfield. Hopefully this year. Nothing at the scale of Sim Settlements, because this mod, like Sim Settlements 2, to even get it out, period, took like 3 years, I think. 3 years of development. Because you have to include SS1's development, because that is how I learned how to do all the things that we did in SS2 and got the base figured out. Alright. Oh wow, we got a lot of rat roaches. Oh. Also, it does not look like Cassandra's down here.
Let's do this.
Let's kill some roaches. Go team. Apparently all my named NPCs. Oh god. All my named NPCs are down here. You got this, Muriel. That's not accidentally shoot Muriel. He's gone through enough. Alright, I don't see... This is one of the features that we're about to deal with that I love in Starfield, is that it's capable of handling elevators. So it'll like show on the menu which one you should click on. Such a nice feature. I guess you could be in the basement or hangar.
Going down.
There's another piece I can snap over the doorway, but it isn't part of it. Alright, well, I got it on my list, so I'll put it on our tracker, and hopefully one of us will figure it out. Yeah, worst case scenario, we can always just, like, slap something on there as a in-between. Okay, still not saying... You know what? I probably need to disable some of these many other quests, and that'll help me find... Alright, where's the marker? Okay, still here. Okay, maybe she's in the hangar. I guess that would make sense. She could be down at the hospital area. Raven, you having fun with it? Yeah, I had a good time with Starfield, but I do agree with a lot of the things that people are bummed about with Starfield. I agree with their takes on it. I just found fun in the stuff that is there. They were looking for fun in things that aren't in that game. Like the exploration loop doesn't, in the way that exists in Fallout and Elder Scrolls, is not there. It's not the same exploration loop. So, and that was a bummer. I definitely was disappointed too. I just got over it. It's just like, well, that's not here. I'm not going to keep looking for it, because then I'm going to have a bad time. You know, it's like if you go play a roguelite and you're looking for an RPG experience, you're probably gonna have a bad time. Like you gotta play the game that you have in front of you, or you're not gonna have fun with it. But I get why they're disappointed again, because everybody went in thinking, oh, this is gonna be Starfield, or it's gonna be Skyrim in space, and it definitely is not. It's got some elements of Skyrim in space, but...
Why, hello.
So tired.
Ah, splendid. I see you've acquired the holotape. Well done. Let's
oh man,
examine it
her
together, shall we?
audio, holy cow, was that bad. We gotta get that fixed.
Well, that certainly answers that.
Go on.
The data confirms Lamont did indeed originate from Vault 75, and she is undoubtedly the result of human experimentation. It appears every resident of 75 was a part of these experiments. If I interpret this correctly, their aim was to create a superhuman of sorts. Children birthed and nurtured within the vault were subject to eugenic breeding and a myriad of additional genetic alterations.
What happened to them?
I've only skimmed these logs. However, I think I have a fair idea of what happened in that vault. Beginning with a population composed mostly of school-age children, when the bombs fell and the vault sealed, the experiments began. The children's genetics were sequenced and logged. Those with desirable traits were allowed to develop and then harvested at the age of 18. A new generation was then created using the genetic blueprints of those who came before. They matured, and those with desirable traits harvested. Rinse and repeat for multiple generations. Quite horrific, really.
Exactly what abilities does she have?
Well, I'd be
that's
foolish
very
to draw
intense, buddy.
concrete conclusions from these records. And I lack a frame of reference for the Vault Tech scientist's terminology. Despite that, if I were to venture a guess, Lamont appears to have been endowed with extraordinary strength and stamina, enhanced speed and reflexes, and a keen intellect. However, her scores on such things as empathy leave a lot to be desired. Superior ability breeds superior apathy, I suppose.
That's ambitious.
Indeed. It's just unfortunate that ambition often outstrips competence. What's more, based on these records, it appears highly likely that Lamont is indeed dying. Her life expectancy is estimated at a meager 25 years, and the dates of these files suggest she is currently at least 26. Evidently, forcing the human body to exceed its innate limitations comes at a cost. Lamont is dying, no doubt about it. Genetic tampering has pushed her body beyond its limits.
There must be something we can do to help her. No one deserves to die like that.
You have a remarkable knack for catching me off guard. Yes, I believe there is something we could do to help her. In fact, you already possess the very device we'd need for the task, that being the Vitomatic. Potentially, we could utilize the device to monitor Lamont's genetic framework, as we nudge her genome towards something a bit more stable. Of course, we'd still require specialized equipment, capable of modifying an individual's genes. And despite possessing records of Lamont's genetic structure, we'd still require pre-war records of more typical humans for comparison purposes. I am confident I can source the necessary equipment. However, the records are something you'd need to obtain for me.
Can you explain how this thing is actually gonna work?
Lamont's genome is uniquely pliable, either by design or as a side effect of Vault-Tec's tampering. Either way, in theory, I could modify her genetic makeup while using the Vitomatic to receive feedback, thus ensuring my changes are producing the desired results. Under normal circumstances, this would be too far-fetched to even attempt. However, this is a unique situation amidst extraordinary times.
What kind of pre-war records are we talking about?
We would need genetic sequencing data from a minimum of, let's say, 4 distinct and relatively healthy individuals. Naturally, more samples are preferable, but acquiring complete and thorough genetic profiles is no simple task. Although, I'm quite certain the Vitomatic already has at least one viable record stored. Specifically, yours. Were you and Jake perhaps playing around with it at some point? It's not a toy, you know.
Sure, I can do that.
Bear in mind, there's no guarantee of a positive outcome, but I'll give it my all to make this work. If I were in your shoes, I'd investigate some of the old medical sites scattered about the Commonwealth. Within such places, it's plausible there are still records tucked away inside functioning computer systems. Keep in mind, we would need gene samples from individuals born prior to the bombs falling. And before you ask, no, ghouls will not suffice.
Where should I begin?
I'd suggest visiting the Nightingale's hospital first. I've reason to believe some of the terminals there may hold the data we need. Or you can try the other medical sites. Any such locations where research data may have been held. And of course, any other places that might have preserved something from before the war.
Okay. I'll do my best.
As you always do. If you can bring me a minimum of 4 genetic records, I can start working on a potential treatment for someone in Lamont's condition. Luck be with you. And it's nice to see that some of the man ethic has rubbed off on you. Until next time.
Fit and Fun YT, well, thank you for the subscribe. All right, so this. Well, now we got to go collect a bunch more stuff. Oh man, I've got that HQ Scientist written down. We got to either fix that audio or replace it because it was real bad. I think that one must have got missed on processing. That can happen occasionally when we're dealing with so many files.
The supplies are getting low again.
All right, let's head back up. We're gonna go raid some medical places now. So the reason you go through all this trouble and the payoff is kind of big. So I'm gonna go through it. But this is the kind of thing that if you played any of the old school isometric RPGs, they would have stuff like this. Where it was just like these specific sets of options. I'm told that Baldur's Gate 3 does this too. It has like, there's certain things that you just do something that seems small, and then it like, over time, it like opens up these paths of new options. Going back to the Starfield conversation, Derek Morgan, I remember when people said Skyrim was a downgrade from Oblivion, FO4 was a fail compared to FO4, so I still have faith in Starfield. That's fair. I think it is a very different feeling game, though. I think going to the heavy procedural generation and the planets and just a lot of the design decisions make it. I definitely have not fallen in love with it the same way I did the rest of their games, and I think that's I've heard a lot of people. There's a lot of people who adore Bethesda games, like a lot of people who cover them, a lot of people who are mod authors working on them who don't have the same obsession with them that they do as some of the other games, and that is obviously like, wait, what? I thought I was the target audience, right? So there's some of that goes on, where it's like, if they missed us, then it feels sad. It feels like, and I think that's a lot of things. Same thing. You'll hear that from people who are like, oh, Morrowind is better than Oblivion and Skyrim, right? For them, it was like the things they loved about Morrowind, some of those were missing from the newer games, so then they feel like they got left behind. So I think it's for each group, it is the same thing. But I think with Starfield, what I think was the bummer is it feels like you could have all those things that are missing if the game was designed a little bit differently. So I think that's part of what we're dealing with. And then some people are now embracing the new things that Starfield bring to it, so it's creating a new audience for that. But it's interesting that I would be very curious to hear from somebody who's like, Starfield's the greatest game ever, who could explain to me like what the differences are from it to something like Skyrim or Fallout 4 and why they like the Starfield model better. Because I think Starfield has so much potential. Like as a mod author, I have so many ideas for things to do with Starfield. So many damn ideas. It's just unfortunate that there's way fewer people playing it. All right, let's go to Green Tech Genetics. That seems like a good spot to get genetic data. So I feel way too pragmatic. I'll never get any views like that. What am I doing? Lachlan Williams, how do you get enough sleep between work, making DLC, and SS2? I overslept due to being up early morning hours several days running, finishing some dev work for a client. I don't get enough sleep, to be honest. I should be getting more, but I didn't save, and now I think we just crashed on a fast travel. Oh, there it goes. Good old PC. Xbox would not have recovered from that. I disagree on the Cyberpunk thing, Tia. How do you say it? Tia Zhang? I loved Cyberpunk when it came out. I think people who didn't like Cyberpunk were folks on console because they got screwed over. It was real bad on console. But on PC, I never had any bugs with it. It was a wonderful experience. I did not understand all the hate around Cyberpunk's launch because I had so much fun with it. Absolutely loved it. As our last name, scan your wife. Oh, that would be an interesting idea. Scan the corpse of your wife. That would have been an interesting path we could have put in. I could fly in Morrowind, damn it. I've been very much enjoying... I love... Miniature Nerd is one of my favorite YouTubers. I very much enjoy the way he experiences Bethesda games. I feel like he is core audience. He just started playing Morrowind, and it's very enjoyable watching him play that. Zarteth, Skyrim was the shiny new toy. Oblivion was an awesome playground. Morrowind will always be my home, but I love them all. Fair. Oh, these are from when I was in here before. All right. All right, I'm trying to figure out where... You know, I will say after, because I've been playing a lot of Starfield lately, I keep wanting to double... I want a jetpack. I keep hitting A twice, thinking like, oh, I'm just going to... Oh no. Can I just take this up now that we've gone through all this? Yeah, I'm with you on Morrowind. I loved Oblivion. I never got into, but it just came out at the wrong time for me. Came out when I was in the throes of a MMO addiction, back-to-back MMO addictions, basically. Oh, hello. You're still here. And so I just never made time for Oblivion. And then Skyrim came out, played that, and then I tried to go back to Oblivion, and it just didn't do it. Didn't do it for me. It felt like a bad version of Skyrim. So I'm very excited for either the rumored remaster that Bethesda's working on or Skyblivion. Maybe I'll play both. But I also couldn't get into Daggerfall. Like that just was like, it looked like too much for me. It's too much simulation. There we go. Too much procedural gen. It was just like, all right, this is not going to be for me. I really definitely like the story content, and I think that's a lot of times what happens with the with any developers games, but Bethesda especially, because they like to experiment wildly on this. You know, it seems like they're doing the same formula, but they'll make massive changes to experiment with things. So, depending on whatever game you came in on, that's probably your baseline. But I will say that, like, for me, each of their games from Morrowind on up, I have liked more than the previous. So Starfield's the first time where I didn't like it more than the previous game. And I bet there are a lot of people that are in a similar boat who then that's a disappointment, right? So like I liked Skyrim more than Morrowind. I liked Fallout 3 and New Vegas. I know New Vegas wasn't theirs, but basically it was theirs because it was their core. More than I liked Skyrim, and that is because I'm a Fallout junkie. Fallout has a special place in my heart. And then I liked Fallout 4 more than those other ones. So it was like, to me, it was like, oh man, they're on a trajectory upward. Every game's I'm going to like more than the last. And then that cycle broke with 76. So that's a bummer. And I think some people are also worried about, you see as a game company gets older and they start shedding some of their staff. If you think about all the big companies that were like the big players in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and how so few of them are still the powerhouses they once were. Like look at Blizzard as a big example, where you see them making like a lot of people's favorite games for the longest time, and then as the higher ups at the company all left, then the company kind of lost its soul. BioWare, another one, where it just feels like they kind of lost their way. So I think a lot of people are fearing that is what's happened to Bethesda as well. So there's a lot of emotion around talking about Starfield, because again, so many people have had there's such high hopes, and everybody's been waiting for another return to form for them. So I think it is an emotionally charged subject, whether you're a lover or a hater. It's like everybody came in there with really high expectations. All right, what is this right here? This is probably the hospital, I'm guessing. Why can't I click on the hospital? Did I lose the map marker for the... Am I crazy, guys? Isn't the freaking Nightingale Hospital over here? Alright, we'll go to Good Neighbor. And we can buy some shotgun shells. She's saying I like Starfield too, but I think all games have strengths and weaknesses. Fair, yeah, that's definitely the case. But there's definitely some games I feel like are on a they keep going upward, like getting the formula more and more perfect. So it is, I think the FromSoft games are a great example of that. Where, although some people will say that they peaked at Bloodborne. I never played it. I own a copy. I just haven't played it. But like Dark Souls evolved over time with each game until it got to Elden Ring, as they're like they finally figured it out. They mastered the format.
I've got a weapon here for every situation. Hunting, protection, cold-blooded murder, hot-blooded murder.
Jackson Animation, the second part. I'm not sure if you can do this in the mod, but you could add a feature where you could scan the people at Cabin House. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah, we probably missed a lot of things we could have done with the genetic thing. There's probably, and we could patch that in later of adding in more options. I think that would be really cool if we could just not mark everything, right? Like give a whole bunch of options where if you thought about them, then you could find them. That's a good idea.
At a discount.
Let's see, I need ammo. We need shotgun shells desperately, always. And I am so rich, I'm not even going to make you guys suffer through me nickel diamond the vendors today.
Don't be shy now. Chances are we have whatever you're looking for.
Sorry if I got in Oblivion late too, but long before Skyrim. It came out when I was in Academy, so I had to wait a few years to play it. That's what happened to me with Fallout 3, actually. It wasn't that I was in Academy, I was just like, it was in a place in my, it was a point in my life when it came out where I just wasn't gaming much. Maybe not even at all. There was definitely a couple of years where I was not gaming whatsoever, and Fallout 3 was one of those games I was super late to. And actually, for the first time I played it, I was in Italy and visiting a girlfriend's family, and they were playing it there in Italian, and I was like, "What is this?" And like, I just had never even seen it being played. And then like went home and immediately bought it. I was like, I've got to play this.
Destroyed by a giant robot.
What is in here?
I mean, there's a joke there somewhere.
What happened to Blizzard is sad. Yeah. Hopefully they'll figure out how to turn it around. I mean, it's looking like there's a chance BioWare is going to recover with the next Dragon Age, which we'll find out in a week or two, right? The next one comes out. Let's find out if it's actually good or not.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go. A little lounger scan, perfect. Yeah, I don't like the way this quest is structured. I got to change it so that it adds, so it updates like X of 4. That'll feel better. What is this quest called? Is this still Sympathy for the Devil? Because I have, yeah. I'm going to put some more notes on this. Fix objectives. First is too long. Update a counter. Alright, got myself some notes because I would like to polish up these quests over time. Oh, Ravenswood, I have so many hours in Neverwinter Nights. Love that game. I loved Baldur's Gate as well, but I think I put more hours in Neverwinter Nights. I put a ton of hours into Baldur's Gate 2. I liked 2 more than 1. I think 1, a lot of, like Fallout 1, same thing. I liked it, and it was great, but it didn't have the replay value that the second one did. I played a lot more Fallout 2 than Fallout 1. I think I had the same thing with Baldur's Gate between 1 and 2. Played a lot more 2. Okay, so there was one here, and then she said check the hospital, which I thought was right outside of here, but for some reason it's not on my map. So we're gonna just walk outside here. So let's quick save. Oops, let's quick save. Sonic, well, girlfriend's family, did your wife know about this? long ago in my past. Pre-wife days. Derek Moore, expectations kill modern entertainment. You got to be like Marge Simpson. Aim so low, no one cares if you even succeed. Yeah, it's definitely a good reason. Like, I try to avoid watching movie trailers anymore because my expectations get so high that then I'm going to be disappointed in the movie theater anymore. Still feel the Fallout TV show did way too many retcons, just not a fan. I treat it as an AU. I like the Fallout TV show, but I'm not, I know that there are, some people get really into the lore of different properties. I think both in Fallout and Elder Scrolls and other games where it's hard to accept certain changes. And I get that. I'm very confused why I don't see the hospital on my map here. Oh, there it is, Mass Bay. But why is that not one of the map markers? That's what's confusing. That's why I kept missing it. Did you want to think the rather tone-deaf denial response from people like Emma in regards to shattered space and SF as general didn't really help people's view of the game? Yeah, I understand that one. I think that is the way that gets covered, like in like I think like Todd Howard was on a podcast with Mr. Matty Plays, and it does feel like to people who are disappointed by the game, right? It feels like that it feels like gaslighting, right? Like they're not acknowledging the fact that that all the people who expected the game to be for them were disappointed by it, right? Like, not all. I know there's plenty of you who do love it. Like I said, I had a great time with Starfield. I played through it beginning to end twice, and I think I've done all the faction quests between my two characters. But yeah, I definitely could see that. Like it's clearly not as successful as like Skyrim and Fallout, and there are a lot of people who are upset with it, and a lot of people who, you know, are the core, you know, those, like, you can look at influencers who cover Bethesda excessively, and like the vast majority of them disliked the game. And so you don't see a ton of like positive coverage happening on Starfield. There's not really like you know, there's not like with Fallout 4, we had a whole bunch of YouTubers who started their whole career on the back of that game, and you know, covering mods or covering the game in general. And you know, that hasn't happened with Starfield. So
sure, what can I do for you?
And then for the fact that, you know, there's no acknowledgement of the fact that there are people super disappointed with the game. But like, what do you do as from a business standpoint? What are they supposed to do? You don't want to go out, you know, you don't want to go out and be negative about your own thing. But I think because we saw them do it with 76, right, where they kind of did an apology tour, and then they're not doing that with Starfield, that's probably got another thing that's making people upset. Because with 76, they acknowledged, like, oh, we dropped the ball there. It was a problematic game. It was missing a lot of things. Then they changed it dramatically to get closer to expectations. So again, I think that the tone was set, like the opportunity was set for us to see a repeat of that, and then it didn't happen. So again, just like what who just said that? Derek said, with the expectations can kill a lot of entertainment. I think there were probably a lot of expectations on Starfield, even the post. You know, people are like expecting the recovery, and it didn't happen. I definitely would say I'm in that camp of, I would have loved to see them figure out the secret sauce and bring it closer, because I love so much of what's going on in Starfield, but I would like if they could find a way to bring back the feel of the exploration loop in a Skyrim or Fallout 4. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful, because that is the key piece missing to me. Is there actually not a... Did we never put a holotape in here? Does Cassandra just mention it and then we just forgot to put one in here? Is that what's going on? Does anybody know if there's one in here? We all know your favorite part of the show was Buds Buds. I did like Buds Buds. I thought that was hilarious. Oh, as were I. Sorry, I didn't see you talking over there. I think, aren't you usually the one who gives me the what is it? The lurk. Sim Starfield would likely have to address the whole legal block on creating unified government entities outside the FC, or I forget, the Starship Troopers faction. I feel like I'm going in the opposite direction. I usually go into Bethesda games now expecting to be disappointed, but I'm hoping I won't be. Oh, that's a sad tale. But I think that is how you get pleasantly surprised, though, right? What was the Marge quote you guys used? If you go in expecting nothing, then you can be pleasantly surprised. So I guess that's one way to go. Yeah, Derek, I agree. Not just a business perspective, but also a creative perspective. What should Bethesda say? My art is bad, and I should feel bad. Well, and I think the fact that they kind of did that with 76, you can't keep doing that, right? Otherwise, people are going to be like, well, why are we even buying these guys' games? They don't even like them. They don't even like their own games. So, I mean, I think the business and art thing is pretty tied together for them, right? But also, I mean, part of it, and what we don't talk about is like how much of that is Microsoft mandated too. Maybe it's like, you know, Microsoft has a thing where you can't talk negative about your own stuff. But I don't know. I'm definitely more in the. I definitely prefer when people acknowledge their shortcomings. I love to talk about all the bad things in my mods too. That's how we improve and how we get better. Current day 76 is great. You will lose hours playing, but I'm glad I waited until after the Wastelanders update before playing it. Yeah, I had a good time with Wastelanders for sure. I had to quit playing 76 when it got to the content loop of it being kind of MMO-like, where I'm just, doing dailies and trying to farm gear, because that is a dangerous addiction for me. I have gone through it with World of Warcraft and Destiny, so I refuse to do it anymore. But like up to that point, I had a good time playing it. And so now I find that I tried to go back for, what was the quest content? The stuff where you go to where you go to Pittsburgh, and it felt just more, it felt too MMO-y for me, so I bailed on it. But well, General Hospital, here we go, there's another one. So yeah, 76 was definitely a good time for a one playthrough for me, and then after that I haven't been able to go back. I hear the new, what is it, the Valley they added, has got some cool story stuff behind it. So it might be 76 might be a game I come back to in a few years and just play all the content I missed. Excuse me, but I have to play it as a single player game or I get addicted to it. I gave comics. I never played a FromSoft game until Armored Core 6. Man, I love that game. I think Armored Core, that's another... See, Armored Core went through the same thing that Starfield is going through, other than the fact that it had a way more vocal supporting group. Like, there's a lot of people who make content about who love that game, but there were a lot of people who came in who had only played Elden Ring as their first entry, so they're expecting, like, hard boss, high exploration game, and then AC is not that at all. So then there's a lot of people who are super disappointed by that, expecting it to be that, just with robots, and it wasn't. The difference, though, is that there's a big community around that that's super positive. Whereas I think, again, because we don't have a bunch of influencers like for people who do love Starfield, there's not a bunch of influencers around it, you know, helping spread the positivity. That feels kind of like you feel kind of lonely to be a Starfield lover, and you feel under attack all the time, right? Which is not cool. And then it kind of gets to this point where it's like chicken and egg of it's hard to be positive because you're surrounded by all the negativity around it that you then just don't want to talk about it. So then even people who do love it just would rather just keep it to themselves. Oh, it's a good dog. That's my dog. But we must hold one of these locations over here. Lockline, I meant Wastelanders. Yeah, I know what you meant. The Wastelanders update where it added NPCs. It made 76 so much more fun when they did that. It felt more like a Bethesda game. Like, to me, the initial release of 76, it just didn't feel like a typical Bethesda game without the characters. Because I think you need the exploration loop and the NPCs. And I think that Starfield had the NPCs, and it had some of the exploration loop like in the big cities. Like, I had got the total Skyrim feel while wandering around New Atlantis and Sidonia and trying to find what's all in the cities. But 76 at launch, it just felt very barren. It felt very like, well, I mean, obviously the game was buggy too, but I just couldn't get into it because it was like the NPCs are what, that's part of what I come for. I want to go exploring and then find interesting people who care about what I'm doing. Because it kind of gives meaning. You know, it's kind of like this quest I'm doing right now. Most quests in games end up being one of a couple of things. Either you're killing something, picking up an item, or interacting with a character, right? And it's like that is pretty much what you do in most video games. And the motivation behind it is the story. Like, why am I doing this? Like, if I was given a Radiant quest to go to all these hospitals and pick up this stuff, I would be mad about it. But because I'm doing this for Cassandra to get information so that I can help save Lamont, like, now I'm engaged and now I want to do this. Now it's like, oh, cool, I'm going to go find this information, right? It's the exact same, it could be the exact same thing I'm doing, but with the right context, I care about it. And that to me is what the stories add and what the character stories add to these video games. This is why I like Bethesda games. Like, this is why I can't get into a Minecraft because I don't have there's nobody who cares what I'm doing. I'm just playing by myself. I like playing multiplayer. I love Minecraft. Playing by myself, I hate it. And this is why why everything that I am involved with going forward in gaming is going to have story content. This is why Some Settlements now has story. This is why all of our Skyrim stuff has story. This is why all of our Starfield stuff is going to have story. It's like it gives a whole lot more meaning to what we're doing. And it's definitely preferable if the characters are alive. It can work without them being alive, I think. But it's more, I find it, that can only, it has to be like the rare one as opposed to the majority. Alright, where is this? Juju, that's the thing. Starfield needs a Cyberpunk 2.0 or Wastelanders. 76 shows they can do it, so to see that not happen and then basically be dismissed as our concern was a slap for some. Yeah, and it's hard to know, like, I think
Going down.
Because I think there's a lot of people who believe, like, because that they're not taking in that consideration, right, and they're not acquiescing to what people who are hardcore fans of their other games want. The natural assumption is, okay, this is the direction Bethesda is going to go with their games going forward. So their next game is going to be a high procedural generation, and that Starfield represents the future as opposed to what the games that people loved previously. But that's not necessarily true. It's just what it feels like right now for a lot of folks. because that tends to have been the pattern, right? They tend to have, when they start bringing in a new feature, it gets brought forward to the next game. But they've also shown that they're willing to go the other direction. They took away voiced protagonists because they realized with Fallout 4 that for a lot of people that just wasn't working.
Should be considered armed and dangerous. Or attempted escape.
But I think that might be also why their messaging is trying to be, hey, Starfield feels different. Like, we're not going to do this with every game. I think that might be what they're aiming for with the messaging, to try and calm people's fears that TES 6 is going to be, you know, procedural generated content. Like, because I think that's what some people are afraid of. Oh, what did I miss? Where we get maximum crab like crazy. I still need to get some maximum crab on my notifications.
Second floor.
Teasing, are coming PAX animations for modders for Starfield soon? I mean, we have scripting with the PEX, unless you meant something else by that. Animations, I assume we're gonna get eventually, the animation tools. But yeah, right now we don't. We're lacking a lot of stuff. We have enough where we can do cool stuff though. We definitely have enough where we can do cool stuff. We just can't do all the stuff I want to do. I have a bunch of mod ideas I want to do that are like, all right, these have to stay on ice until we get some more stuff. Like we don't quite have everything that I need to do what I want to do. But one of the things I actually want to do is something I've never done before in a Bethesda game, which is do a remix of the base game of like...
Don't think I can pick this.
There are certain elements in the game that feel like... And we've had confirmation from people who have left the company who have said that, oh, this and this was in there. Like, for example, there is the what's his name? Nesmith? Bruce Nesmith? Something like that. He was like the director of the gameplay director or something like that on Skyrim, and he now is not with the company, but he said that there was a point where outposts in Skyrim or in Starfield were going to produce ship parts, and that was going to be how you build ships. So it was going to be something like you would build this little thing, and there's a lot of these files are in the game so we can see that, you know, he's not just making stuff up. There's these guys everywhere. That it was basically you would build an outpost, and one of the things you could build in an outpost was a connector to a space station. So then you would have a space station above that planet, and I would imagine then the next step would be from that space station you have a shipyard and you could build ships and they would attach to it, which sounds awesome. And then combine that with the thing that there definitely was in the game, and you can see multiple places this existed. That there were supposed to be fuel costs. You can see that there's helium everywhere. You can see, you know, there's all those stuff in your skill tree about fuel. There are helium things to pick up everywhere. Tons of planets have helium you can mine. And that even the very first quest. So there's one of the early quests in Starfield that I think a lot of people like went, huh? Was when the very early quest, when you get to the frontier, and you are told that you have to go to Crete and deal with the Crimson Fleet so they won't follow you, which didn't make any sense. But what it really was, and this stuff is all in the CK. You can actually find all. There's dialogue for it. There's like, we could re-enable this, and I might do it. Where instead, Vasco will tell you that like you're out of fuel, and you need to stop at Crete to refuel, which makes way more sense and sets up the fact that helium is a rare resource, and it's what lets you jump. And it like changes everything, because now all of a sudden now you have an explanation for the resource wars of like why people are fighting, because there's this rare resource that everybody wants, right? Like it recontextualizes so much of the game that I want to see like all that restored. Like let's bring in the fuel thing. Let's bring in the outposts are your primary source of fuel. They're your fueling station, they're shipbuilding, and see how the game feels like with all those changes. Like did Bethesda make those changes because it made the game better, or did they make those changes because it made it easier? Was the game more intriguing with all that stuff? I don't know. It sounds like such a dramatic change to the gameplay loop that I really want to see how it feels with all that. let's find one more here. Alright, I don't know what this is over here. Oh, I wonder if that's the Institute. That's probably the Institute, which I believe we blew up in this save. Here we go. Medford Memorial Hospital. Oh, wait, what's this? There's something in BADTFL? Alright. That'd be nice. Starfield Remixed when. Yeah, it's a project Sarek and I have talked about several times at length about what that would look like. But it's just been a lack of time. You know, I still want to... So basically, like, my time right now is divided between family, my primary career, building up King F Creations, and then trying to get SS2 to a point where I feel like it's finished. So I have just so many things going on right now that taking on more hobby projects just isn't in the cards for me yet. Rest in peace, CPD officer. So maybe one day I'll find time to build it, but not yet. So I'm guessing it's in here. That's interesting. Good night, Ezrai. Sorry, I will pay better attention to Twitch chat. I missed like 6 of your messages tonight. Sorry about that. I had both open, but I'm just like, I'm so used to it. Most of the time on Twitch chat, we get a couple people say hello, and then we get bots. So I tend to ignore Twitch chat. Just out of like, there's nothing going on over there. So apologies to anybody who pops it in.
Commonwealth Police, here to protect and
accidentally gets ignored on Twitch chat. Oh, it's in lockup over here. Ooh, ooh. Well, that's funny. Because we cloned this cell. And listen, there's like a dungeon clear music trigger over here that we keep hitting. Oops. What is this?
Detective Valentine.
Ah, okay.
Listen, I'm sorry. You've got every right to be upset. You need to believe me when I tell you I had no idea. Operation Winter's End was my baby. I believed in it. I still believe in it. They kept us all in the dark, me included. I got briefed this afternoon. They laid it all out. The whole thing. Winter's deal with the DA, his agreement to bring down the other families, his idea to record the holotapes and incriminate all known associates, and them needing a legitimate op and a real task force to make it all look like Winter.
I forgot we still have it. It's like been an ongoing to-do list item for years now. We got to dynamically swap the holotapes for Valentine's thing from our cells to the... Definitely got to get that done at some point, but this is after we release patch 3.40, which is the next big one. I'm going to go into hunker down mode where it's going to be just nothing but bug fix patches for a long time, like for months, because we have such a backlog of issues that need to be sorted. Too many statics in that cell. I agree. I don't like all the statics. It was so the designer who did that was also in charge of the World Repop cells. And for the World Repop cells, I had specifically asked her not to do... hold on, I gotta stop this tape. How do I stop this tape? I probably have to know the name of it to stop it. Anyway, I had asked her not to use a bunch of lootable items because we didn't want to have people stealing from the houses of these people, and then I never changed that order, and so like a lot of the HQ decoration ended up with statics, which HQ decoration I'm a little okay with because people can refresh those rooms, but yeah, then it carried over to these kind of places too, so there's way too many statics in some of our cells.
It's more than any one man should have to handle.
I feel like we already have 4. Collect at least 4. I wonder if this is a quest that it's like you can get more than 4. Alright, we'll go ahead and get more than 4, because now I feel like I could change the outcome of the quest. This is maybe why this is structured like this. Morning, Gracie's World. How are you? Suzu, I saw your mention of the job interview quest, and you can give horrible answers and still be hired. I agree that that's kind of a bummer. I wish that one of the things Bethesda does that we end up trying to copy most of the time. There's occasional, like obviously all this stuff we have going on with like this whole quest line where you can just miss it. We have been trying to put some of that in, but we generally try to like whatever the player wants to do, we're cool with. And I think that tends to be Bethesda's philosophy, and so they don't like you missing content. But I think that the forced missing content, I think, can make for much more replayability, where it's like much more interesting than to play it again. So like, yeah, having something like that where you could fail the job interview and not be able to work revision for that character, I think would have been kind of cool. It would have been, I'm like, oh, next time I'll have to try harder at that, or I'll have to look up the answers or whatever. But that might be part of why they don't bother with stuff like that, because it's just like, people will just Google the answers, right? So then it's like, I might as well just let them come in with whatever. I don't know. That's the type of stuff where I feel like they went round in circles, and there were people inside, probably some who wanted it to be that way and some who didn't. Captain, what were your biggest involvements in sim settlements? I hope it's not a rude question. I should probably know that. I'm primarily programming is my thing, and like project management. So the vast majority of the code that makes up SS2 is mine, with the exception of HQ, which was mostly someone on our team who goes by Baron, and then he handed it off to me. He did like the whole under the hood framework, and then I've kind of butchered it quite a bit. It's quite a bit different than what he turned into me, but he did the whole core of that. But most of the rest of SS2 code was mine. There's definitely a lot of people who have helped me with code stuff that have gone in and continue. Like CBR Gamer helps a lot, Proz helped a lot. So definitely not a solo endeavor, but I would say if out of the hundreds of thousands of lines of code, I would say probably 80% of it is mine. So that's my big contribution. And then just, recruiting people on the team, setting up production schedules.
I'm hungry.
No way I could pick this.
Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, here it is. Okay, I was like, oh, we usually don't lock quest stuff behind high-level locks because we don't want people to have to change their character. But yeah, coding's my primary thing in the mod that came out of me. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I don't actually remember if this holotape thing matters or not to get more of them, but I feel like there was definitely in our design originally that was the intent. Like vaguely remembering, I think it's supposed to, maybe it reduces the number that you're supposed to. Like sometimes we have quest designers will have ideas for stuff and it requires system changes that I'm just like, I don't think I can get that in for launch, but maybe we can do it later. So it may have been that the quest design for this was after, if you get all of them, then it speeds up the research projects that you'll have to do. I can't remember. And it may be that never got implemented. Not entirely sure, but now I feel like we're so close to getting the last few, and this will be a good, after we finish this, grabbing all these will be a good place to stop for the night, because I have some work to do tonight still. Speaking of team stuff, that's another part of my job on the team, is I'm in charge of the merging. So every night I take all the work that everybody did throughout the day or throughout the previous couple of days and put it together into a single place. Oops. All right, so I think, pretty sure this one over here is going into the Institute, which is not there anymore. I don't know. I'm gonna grab one more and then we're gonna stop. I'm not gonna get all of them because I can't get the Institute one. I don't know what this one is, and I honestly don't remember if there is a benefit for getting them all. I feel like there's not. One thing I wish that Starfield did was make each your major planet have more than just one location. Yeah, so I think that, I mean, that's another big difference between their other games and Starfield is the other games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, it feels almost like it could be a one-to-one representation of a world. Like obviously there would be way more people in a province than there are living there, but because of the scale of it, it feels correct. It feels like realistic for the way they built that world. But in Skyrim, because you can go to every single point on the planet and you can't find any suburbs, you can't find any other cities, like that sense of scale feels broken. Like it feels like it's hard. There's like a disconnect there that's not there for Fallout. Like Fallout with the post-apocalypse, like it feels realistic. It feels like all the people that live in the Commonwealth, I can meet them. And it feels like the correct number of people. Even though it wouldn't be for that amount of space, it feels like it just based on the way they designed their world. Whereas with Starfield, it feels like that is not the case at all. It feels like I'm just seeing, and I get there, you know, it's just a representation of it. It's like, oh, the rest of that stuff isn't important, right? You don't need to see all the, definitely would be other suburbs, but you don't need to see them. But then when you have that, then it's like, well, then why can I go everywhere, right? Like why bother with letting me go everywhere if I'm just supposed to have a representation of it anyway? So it's almost like a disconnect in the gameplay design. Oh wait, this is CIT, isn't it? Yeah, this is another. Yeah, so these are both leading me to there, so I definitely need to go to do this one. Hopefully I can still fast travel. Crazy, well, what happened with all the fun comments from Jake and the others? What do you mean? Can you give me an example? Sonic, remind us when the charity stream is. Charity stream will be next Wednesday. That's going to be at 9 o'clock. I actually got, there's a post on Twitter about Fallout Day that Fallout for Hope and Bethesda have been tweeting today that we are raising money for. They are basically doing like some sort of celebration thing. I don't know exactly all the details behind it. I know I'm involved in it through some stuff that I did with them. But I was not privy to all the details of it. And that is next Wednesday, October 23rd. It starts in the afternoon. And then my thing, we're doing the Super Chats for charity at, we're starting at 9 p.m. Central Time. And we will have the voice of Dr. K.S. Magnuson. He also does the voice of Olvis and a couple other characters in SS2, and he's just a general voice actor. He's done a lot of things. You can find his stuff. His name's Will Hanford, and he will read as any of those characters, whatever you like. He has final say if you ask him to do something too creepy for him. He can decline. But you donate money to the charity and include what you want him to say with what character, and he'll do it. We have a blast doing these. We've done them quite a few times now. It's been a while since we've done one, though. The last one we did was with Teresa. That was really fun. It's been a minute. I'm glad we can do another one. Alright, this feels like jet time. Oof. Oh, I hate Super Mutant Primuses. These things are such bullet sponges. These things single-handedly make me think about getting into Psychojet. Wait, are those paladins coming in? Hell yeah. Get in here, take on these. Wait, what is this? Oh, the ghouls are going to fight the super mutants. And the Brotherhood are chasing them. Alright, I'll just let you guys take care of that. The paladins teamed up with the feral ghouls in their hatred for super mutants. Comments like if you blow up the institute or when joining the institute, he commented on it, or CPD when you took Nick or Simon commented, but now nothing anymore. It could just be that we've broken the conditioning by accident. So like there's a lot of conditioning all the dialogue to all work can be a pain. So But yeah, that is, Yeah, if I knew of specific lines, I could send somebody to investigate that. I'll have somebody look into the Institute commentary, yeah, because there is a thing where after you have joined the Institute, like, Jake has a little conversation about it, but it might be also that we have that, it could be that we have it blocked off under when you're during certain quests, and that there's just so many quests now that involve Jake that it's hard to find a moment where he can actually speak that. Could also be, we also have a system that we added with Chapter 3 where quest designers could fully turn off all miscellaneous dialogue to avoid the NPCs sometimes speaking it in the middle of like quest moments. So it could also be that somebody turned it off in their quest and it didn't get turned back on by accident or because of quest skipping. I don't know if you're using quest skipping at all. Something like that. Okay, I think we're going to call that enough because the last two look like they're both pointed at the Institute. So let's go give these to Cassandra. And that'll be a good spot to stop for the night. Captain, I'll request that wiggle your finger between the lips noise and hope he says yes. Or if he even knows what the hell you're talking about. Could it be because I used a downloaded save? I don't think so. I'm guessing it's we were fixing, we fixing one thing and we broke something else by mistake. That definitely could be the case. This mod's a beast, so getting it all functioning together is a challenge. So I wouldn't be surprised if we accidentally like either disabled his miscellaneous or just we reorganized his dialogue tree that it becomes impossible for those things to ever evaluate to true. Because the way the dialogue system works is all NPCs have all the different potential. Oh, a little cola. Have different options for what they can say in any given moment, and the highest priority wins out. And sometimes you can arrange a state where certain things will never be highest priority, just by mistake, just by sorting different quests in the wrong way, or.
Hi, how are you?
So it could just be that some of those conversations are just in such a way where there's no way for them to ever
Find any
trigger.
interesting scrap out there?
Going up.
That's Rick with the lurk. How's it going, man?
Second floor. No.
Sonic Phil, so do I need to get Phantom Liberty with Cyberpunk 2077 or base game is okay these days to start with and get PL later? I don't know. I have not. I still haven't played Phantom Liberty. I have it. I purchased it because it looked amazing. But I would guess you want to have Phantom Liberty up front because the quest in it happens. So without giving spoilers, the quest for reasons has to happen in the middle. The expansion has to happen in the middle of your playthrough. So I think it makes sense to have it first, but maybe there's reasons to do it after. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I just know that it has to happen earlier in your playthrough.
Days.
Ah, there you are.
Hope I can get
Do you have the samples for me?
More wounded arrive.
Here, this is everything I have.
Okay, let's just transfer these to my terminal.
That lady's taking her terminal. The lady with the broken voice files.
Oh my. An unexpected surplus. This just might open doors to some additional research.
Ah, there we go.
Hold on a minute. This seems to be the genome of a fish. While I appreciate your zeal for collecting diverse samples, we really can't use this. Ah, and here's your genetic data as well. Have I your permission to utilize it for Lamont's treatment?
If you feel you need to, then go ahead.
Your generosity is truly commendable. Rest assured, while you've been away, I've not been sitting idle. And with what you've now brought me, I'm confident I can develop a treatment. Once administered, I believe Lamont's life expectancy could essentially double, and with only a minimal decline to her superpowers.
You've done good work.
Oh, I've not really done anything yet. But still, I appreciate the gesture. Periodic treatments would be required, But you can now inform Lamont that we've essentially devised a cure for her condition. Whether or not this could sway her from her warpath, I can't say. But you now possess a rather powerful bargaining chip. I have faith you'll employ it wisely.
Maybe I can talk some sense into her.
Well, if there's anyone who could make Lamont see reason, I dare say that person would be you. So, what do you say we get back to work, hmm? After all, we are still at war. Until next time.
All right, so Rick, while I have you, hold on. Let's first we gotta cure Cassandra here. I have some skill points left. You can see where we're at in the quest line now. We just finished Sympathy for the Devil. We are on to and finished Gunner's Daughter. Are there any perks? Here, let me show you my perk chart. Are there any perks for some fun dialogue options that I should grab? Because I always keep one perk in reserve for like a fun dialogue option that somebody knows about. So we're about to come up to Led by Example. Is there any particular good perk choices I could get for that, or one of the following quests? Whereas, well, not sure if I asked before, is there a chance CPD will get some better armor weapons besides the police weapon pack? Probably not. I think we're not going to do any more with CPD. Other than we have it on our docket to like fix a lot of the dialogue in it, because there's a lot of problems with the way the dialogue was set up for it. And then I know that there are some paths you can go through the CPD quest line where you can kind of brick yourself. So the CPD quest line needs an overhaul just from that perspective. But one of the voice actors is no longer available to do mod stuff. Lena, we can't really get her anymore. I think she's just too busy with real life work and stuff, so she doesn't really do mod stuff much. And then, yeah, CPD was always meant to just be kind of a side thing, not something we're investing a lot of into. I think the next story content that we do after this next patch will probably be, we want to get Algernon fleshed out because he just disappeared unceremoniously after Chapter 2 and he wasn't meant to. And then we have like some companion stuff we want to do with some of the characters. And then there were a couple of other like characters that we're going to bring some new mechanics that never made it in that we would like to do. And that's pretty much it. Like, we have a handful of things. Like, it'll take a while and it'll be a fair amount of content, but a lot of the content that's already in here is, most of it is where we want it to be, other than we need to polish it up. We need to like make it fix bugs and make it play how it was intended, but I don't see us adding a lot of new equipment or anything. Awareness, local leader, science, or intimidation. Let's see. What do I have of those? I know I have awareness. I don't have science because we're kind of low intelligence luck character right now. I guess we're 5 and 5. Intimidation. Where's intimidation? And local leader. I have none of those. I have almost none of those. I have awareness. Is it? Oh, I do have local leader. Okay. I think I grabbed it even though I don't need it. It was just like, it just feels wrong to not have local leader on this character. So I think I don't have science or intimidation. I could get intimidation. This is a charisma character. That'll require 2 perks. Well, I guess I have 2 perks right now. Charisma, intimidation. There we go. Okay, now we've got intimidation. Craig Villeneuve, you sir are a genius. I'm currently playing your mod. Man, it's worth it. It adds a lot of life into Fallout 4. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's not just my mod, though. We've been talking with... Well, you can hear me talk to... Wait, what is that?
This is a reminder. Cover the desert.
What? The echo just said, cover the desert.
This is a reminder.
No idea what
Cover
that is.
the desert.
Oh, cover the dessert. I think my wife made something downstairs and is telling me to go cover it up before I go to bed. Cover the desert. Anyway, Sir Rick was the lead writer on the project. So him and many others. I think when you get to the credits in the game, I think we are like there have to be 200 people now who have contributed to Sim Settlements 2. This thing is a monster. So it's definitely not all me. I started us down this path, but it is no one-man project, that's for damn sure. All right, guys, I think I am going to call it for the night. So I will hopefully be back Sunday to resume our Skyrim playthrough. And then, of course, Wednesday, Super Chats for Charity. I hope you guys will all join us for Super Chats for Charity. We're raising money for St. Jude's, part of Fallout Day. And those are a freaking riot. Super Chats for Charity are some of my favorite stream nights ever. You guys are hilarious with your requests. So can't wait. All right, guys. I will catch you all hopefully Sunday.